So we regularly get a lot of questions about engagement rates in CRM. My engagement rates are falling, or I just need to improve my CRM engagement rates. And the first question we often ask is, well, how are you measuring customer engagement? And that's where you often get a lot of discrepancies. Some people will say, well, we measure engagement purely by open and click-through rates. Others will say, well, we measure engagement based upon whether someone has opened an email over the last 6 months. If they haven't opened, we count those as not engaged. And our question often is, well, do you really understand who your engaged customers are? And what we find is that levels of engagement really vary. First and foremost, what methods can a customer actually engage with you on? So it isn't just whether they open an email. They might also have a customer portal they can sign into, or potentially respond to you through other channels. And what we find is when you start to dig deeper into customer engagement, that there often is a mix of levels of engagement, and you can fool yourself by just looking at something like, well, if someone's opened an email in the last 6 months, is that really someone that's engaged? In truth, if someone's only opened one email in 6 months, I'd argue that that isn't really a good indication of engagement. So before you can start to look at improving engagement, you have to really understand what engagement is. So our tip is, don't be afraid to dig deep into customer engagement levels, even if it's just within your own team. Keep the information to yourselves, but really look at it. How many people have engaged with you over the last week, last month, last 3 months, last 6 months? And then break that down to what level of engagement. So how many people have engaged every email that you've sent? How many have engaged every other email? Then get an understanding of how those people differ to your just your average customer. So are my most engaged customers different to my average engaged customers? Then I think you can start to understand what people need to increase their level of engagement.